Very interesting game, I got to admit, coming up here as well. Coastal Carolina and UCLA. We've got the Bruins 14.5-point favorites, 65 the total. And shout out to our guy, Wine Time Sports, telling us how the quarterback situation is going earlier on during the show in the chat with UCLA. It looks like both of their quarterbacks that have been battling it out are going to get playing time for Chip Kelly here in this game for UCLA. Talking about Ethan Garbers and Colin Schlee, who transfers in, of course, from Kent State. Well, it'd be interesting to see how that goes. Big shoes to fill here. You're talking about a guy that really turned into one hell of a career there at UCLA, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who's no longer there. It'll be interesting to see how the next wave goes for UCLA coming into this season. Coastal Carolina, look, they bring back, of course, Grayson McCall. He's been here a long time, no question about that. And I think when you look at this UCLA squad, Coastal Carolina squad, their offense should be pretty good still, even though they lose their head coach. And I was a huge fan of Jamie Chadwell and the job he did. Of course, he's with Liberty now and taking over at Coastal Carolina. Now coming into the new season here is Tim Beck. Man, I'm telling you what, when it comes to Tim Beck, the NC State offense was okay and good, but was never great under his watch. I'm wondering, look, if I'm Tim Beck, don't screw it up. I think he probably wants to put his own imprint and style and scheme in this offense, but it's been working so well, this RPO type of offense that they've been running. Don't screw with that, but I don't know exactly what kind of, what's Tim Beck going to do? Is he going to want to put his fingerprints on this offense? It's been a great offense. That's never been Coastal's issue. Coastal's issue last year was defense. Defense couldn't stop anybody last year for the Chanticleers. So I do have a small over bet, but a part of that is that I think if Tim Beck doesn't say, okay, I'm here now, we're going to do the offense my way, then this offense should still be excellent. But I have a feeling they're going to try to throw the ball more and be more balanced, not just as run heavy as they've been. How's it going to work? That remains the question. I'm certainly not laying 14.5 with UCLA in the opener here. And we saw, by the way, last year, we saw a Sunbelt team, South Alabama, give UCLA all kinds of problems in one of these early in the season games and almost beat them here in the Rose Bowl. So I lean to the dog here, Coastal. Even with that defense, still last year was historically bad, and I don't know if it's going to be all that much better. It should be better by default, but that's not saying a whole lot. But I still lean dog, and I like the total more over, in my opinion. What do you think here, Conor?
Yeah, I think that's a big key for me looking at this. Well, can the defense be a little bit better? Because it was just awful last year. And yeah, what does Tim Beck do here at head coach? I think, as long as McCall is there, I think you're live here as a dog catching a couple touchdowns in this one. I've never liked it. I can't believe Chip Kelly's still there. This is what, his 6th or 7th year, UCLA, and he's doing more of the same stuff. So Garbers is named the starter, but yeah, like you talked about, Moore and Schlee are expected to play. It works for some teams, 2 or 3 quarterbacks, but overall, I don't like it. And it just seems like a whole bunch of confusion for this UCLA team. They lost some of their top wideouts, and that was a defense that was just getting back and forth. UCLA, one of the best over teams for me last year, cashing tickets. It seemed like their games could just slip over the number. Does it here in the mid-60s? Maybe. I lean that way, but I lean the dog here with Coastal.